We are live. Hello. Welcome, everyone, to the 2021 NHL Draft live stream from Max and Talk Hockey. I'm Ben.
I'm Max.
And we are broadcasting live from my living room. Sorry, we're doing, we can't exactly have a virtual background. This is our first time going YouTube Live anyway, and we haven't really done that, honestly, ever. We're really excited for this. We got the panel on. Wow, that's the former GM of the Rangers. He got fired. Nice. All right, so the consensus overall pick, it seems, is Owen Power from the Buffalo Sabres. Max, do you think the Buffalo Sabres are going to go in Owen Power? Or do you think they're going to go with someone maybe like a Matt Beniers or a Dylan Guenther, like a forward, or they'll go goalie like Jesper Wallstedt? What do you think?
I don't think they're going to go the goalie route. They got a couple prospects, in the system that they could always, look in for the future. I think they'll go with Owen Power, though.
Yeah, I agree. Sean Farrell, a guy that we've interviewed before, has said very good things about Owen Power. I recently messaged him, and he said that he's one of the best puck-moving defensemen in the entire league of the NCAA, and he could be playing NHL games right now. Max, what do you think of that?
I definitely agree with what he has to say. I mean, he's definitely a puck-moving defenseman. He's pretty much everywhere at once. He's comparable to a lot of players. I've heard Victor Hedman, and I've also heard Dustin Byfuglien. And he doesn't play the body as much as Byfuglien, but he's definitely all the puck skills that you see with guys like Hedman. He's got those.
Yeah, I mean, Dustin Byfuglien, if anyone doesn't know, basically when he played, he was a football lineman playing against, hockey players around 100-plus pounds lighter than him. I feel people say Dustin Byfuglien was close to 300 pounds, it seems like. Owen Power, 6'5", 214 pounds, so not quite as big as Dustin Byfuglien, but I think he brings a lot more offense to the game, and he brings a lot more power. Next pick is the Seattle Kraken, the first expansion team. Let's talk about their expansion draft a little. What did you think of that?
There's a lot of surprising things that happened. I was expecting some trades to be announced that, guys were protected for other assets. Apparently they haven't been announced yet, but we might hear some things today, tomorrow, and some signings and free agency that, they got a lot of cap space, so they might do something.
Yeah, they have a lot of cap space to work with right now on the TV Buffalo Sabres press at KeyBank Center. This draft is going to be a lot like the 2020 NHL draft, if anyone was watching that a year ago, where it's going to be all virtual. So going back to the expansion draft, never mind, we have a trade to announce. The Blackhawks acquire Seth Jones, the 32nd overall pick in 2021, and a 2022 sixth-round pick. And the Blue Jackets acquire Adam Boqvist, the 12th overall pick, the 44th overall pick, and a 2022 first overall pick. Seth Jones is reportedly getting a 8-year contract, which is going to pay him $9.5 million annually. Max, who won this trade, who lost this trade, and what do you think is going to result from this?
I mean, right off the bat, Boqvist is much younger than Jones, and any first round pick is obviously a good one. I mean, they could do something with it. I don't know. Right off the bat, I'd probably go with the Blue Jackets, but we'll see how that ends up in the future with Boqvist.
Yeah, the Blackhawks moving down 20 spaces. That's a lot of spaces in the first round, especially in a draft like this. All right, and there's another trade. Buffalo made it, and it was with the Flyers, where Buffalo got the ghost of Robert Hagg, a 2021 first and a second, I want to say, in exchange for Rasmus Ristolainen. So as we see, the Flyers automatically win because they get Rasmus Ristolainen for now. In my opinion, it might become the Sabres trade that they win because they have such a young team. The question is, will those young people develop? We've seen with Rasmus Dahlin, the answer right now is no, they will not develop. But I don't know, Max, what do you think? Who do you think will win this trade in the long term?
I don't know. It's another great question. Ristolainen's leaving a team and getting a brand new opportunity for a team, who was a little bit disappointing last year. But, Eichel already wants out. Dahlin had a in no other words, a terrible year. And Ristolainen, he's leaving. So, I mean, this is a huge draft. I think this first overall pick is like absolutely huge for Buffalo. I mean, they definitely need to like win with this one. Or we're not going to see a good Buffalo team for like another decade or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Buffalo is in a deep hole, and getting the first overall pick will hopefully help them dig out of this hole. We think it's Owen Power on our draft rankings, but we don't know. They could go someone else. They can go someone who played juniors. They can go someone, like literally anyone else. On the other notes, we have, well, let's see. We have probably one of the best goaltending prospects in possibly the past couple years in Jesper Wallstedt. Max, what do you have to say about him?
Yeah, the last goalie to be drafted 10th, better than 10th overall was Carey Price, and everybody was like, why are you guys drafting a goalie at fifth overall? And we obviously saw what happened to Carey Price, so I think Wallstedt has a huge opportunity to really like show up here. If Spencer Knight's going at 14, 15, 16, imagine what Wallstedt's going to show here.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jesper Wallstedt is going to be amazing. Definitely top 10. Going to a team that needs a goalie, in my opinion, it might just be Ottawa. It might be a different team within the top 10. It might be a team with an older, good goalie that might want to help teach Jesper Wallstedt how to become a good goalie. Right now, we are waiting. Gary Bettman hasn't spoke yet, so Buffalo's not on the clock yet. We will bring you up to date with everything. In the meanwhile, we'll take a little break, and we'll come back in 3 or so minutes. All right, we are back on for the 2021 NHL Draft. Super excited. Me with Max and Men Talk Hockey. Usually we interview prospects, but for now, we'll stick to just talking about the draft and live streaming the whole first 32 picks. Right now, we have a current list that we made our draft board, which has all 32 picks in the draft that we think are going to go in the first round, plus a few extras, because later on in the draft, there's going to be a couple people that we think are going to go in the second round, but they might go first. It's either or. So we just have them as honorable mentions just in case. I have the Elite Prospects Draft Guide right here with me, just in case we ever need a quick look at someone's quotes or someone's stats, just in case they fall. Who do I think is going to be the first? Max and I both agree that it's going to be Owen Power. He's huge, 6'5", 214 pounds, left shot, Canadian from Mississauga. He had 16 points in 26 games with the University of Michigan. Of course, I'll repeat it once he gets drafted. And 40 points in 45 games with the Chicago Steel in the 2019-2020 season. So his draft minus 1 year, that is the USHL. The United States Hockey League. We've interviewed many players, including Matt Coronado, the guy that we are cheering for. He is our number one player that we would like to watch because we've interviewed him before around a year ago. And I think he's a great player. Max, what do you think? Where do you think he's going to fall?
There's a lot of debate with that. I mean, he could go pretty late in second round, late second round. He could also go really early. I don't know. It really depends on what the team's needs are at the time. I mean, he's obviously a consistent point scorer. He puts up the points, and everybody knows that. But it's really going to, it's really a good question to see where he goes. Honestly, I'd like to see him go top 15. If he ends up falling in the second half of the 15, I think that's still, somewhat good. But yeah, I'd love to see him go top 15. If I had to pick, maybe 10th overall, I'd go with.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, 10th overall, it's a good place. He led the USHL in goals, was second behind Sean Frell, another player that we've interviewed, in points. And to boot, he won the Clark Cup, the Anderson Cup, and was named basically and had most of the USHL awards because he's in his draft year. Right now, Elliot Friedman is speaking. By the way, Alexander, if you can go to ESPN2, the draft is right there. We see Elliot Friedman talking. The TV's muted, obviously. So right now, it's just a waiting game, waiting on Gary Bettman to start talking and get Buffalo on the clock. In the meantime, we'll take a break. We'll see you guys again in 3 minutes. All right. There is a trade alert. The Columbus Blue Jackets got Jake Bean from the Hurricanes in exchange for the second round pick that they just got in the Seth Jones trade. Big move. What do you think about Jake Bean?
I mean, he's got a lot of potential. I mean, he hasn't had too much ice time to prove himself, but in a place where defense has kind of been like a little bit iffy. I mean, if he's gonna get enough ice time, then he'll definitely have a chance to prove himself.
Exactly. I really like Jake Bean. I think he's going to turn out to be a great person and a player. Right now, we got a big thing to talk about. The most overrated and underrated player in the draft. Both of them are Swedes. Let's start with the overrated, the bad, Simon Edvinsson. Max, why do you think he's overrated? And why do you think he is going to go higher than what his ceiling projects to be?
Yeah, a lot of people are putting him like second overall right after Owen Power, and I think that's a little bit ridiculous. He's a big defenseman, but that's his really only upside. He's big, but he's not very agile. He doesn't have very good speed or puck control. And if all you got to do is really beat him to the outside. He's got to have a really strong D partner for him to really be on his game. I'm not saying he shouldn't go in the first round, but I think top 10's even a little bit too much for him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Simon Edvinsson, he looks like he could be a player maybe, but I think top 15 is way too high. Now let's look at what could possibly be the Cole Caulfield of the 2021 draft, and that is William Eklund, standing in at 5'9" and 172 pounds. He's a forward and he's a playmaker. In I believe it is the SHL, or maybe it could be his juniors. He put up 23 points in 40 games with Djurgårdens, and the season before, definitely in juniors, had 36 points in 31 games. Right now, Gary Bettman is on the TV introducing the 2021 NHL draft. He's going to put Buffalo on the clock any second now, and we will have 4 minutes until the first pick has been chosen. And then we will update our draft board and fix whatever we have to do. Max, you excited?
So excited.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Come on, Bettman. Come on, Bettman. All right. If any of you guys have any topics you would like us to discuss, drop it in the comments. We have 4 people watching, so we'll definitely read all your comments right now. We'll try to reply to them as quickly as we can. Sometimes we just won't have time. My friend, who I'm currently texting with, thinks that Owen Power is overrated and says that he is trash. Max, what do you have to say to that? What's your rebuttal?
I mean, I'm looking at his awards right now: All Rookie Team, Second All Star, World Championship Gold Medal, and that's during COVID. I mean, I can see why you might not want to put him at first overall, but I mean, I think taking him out of top 3 is kind of foolish. I mean, I get maybe 3rd overall because he is like a big defenseman and he's probably going to take a couple years to really develop, almost like a Darlene type. But I think he's definitely got the potential. I can't see him not going in top 3.
Yep, exactly. And the Buffalo Sabres have 4.5 minutes left on the clock. We will take a very short break, but first we will look at the first overall picks in Sabres franchise history. We have Jobert Perreault. I believe he's in the Hockey Hall of Fame from 1970. Pierre Turgeon from 1987, a fine player who turned out to be very good for the Buffalo Sabres. And lastly, Matt Beniers from not Matt Beniers. What am I saying? Darlene. And ESPN just put up their draft board, and Matt Coronado is sitting at 14. We're on the Matt Coronado watch. We have both talked to him. We really enjoyed having him about a year ago when he was largely unnoticed, 40 points in 45 games. We will come back when Buffalo is around a minute and a half away from the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, the first pick is in. We completely missed it. And first overall, the Buffalo Sabres have selected Owen Power from the University of Michigan. He goes first overall. Max, let it rip. Let's see what he has to offer.
We got a big quote here. Power has unlimited potential in the NHL. He'll most likely become a top-pairing defenseman that can play in all situations and eat up 30 minutes of ice time a night. But he could also go the route of Buffalo and Burns and play up front for a while too. Basically, the sky's the limit.
All right, I agree. I texted Owen Power's former teammate, Sean Farrell, a fourth-round pick from 2020 of the Montreal Canadiens. He says Owen is a really special player because of his size, hockey IQ, and puck handling ability. He's really easy to play with because he always makes the right plays and doesn't panic at all under the pressure. Also a great guy off the ice who works every day to improve little things in his game. He should be the first pick this year. Well, Sean, I have to say, you're right. He goes first overall. Hometown, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. With Michigan, he had 3 goals, 13 assists, and a plus 18. And Dan Marr from NHL CSB says an all-around package, hard to beat one-on-one, can play physical, and is a great player. On the clock, Seattle, with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. We're cleared Owen Power. Let's see who's next. Max, who do you have next?
We have Matthew Beniers. I mean, he's a little bit smaller than Powers, but, as a center, I mean, there are some upsides to that. He's, some of his strengths are his hockey IQ, two-way game, and he's a great puck mover. And we could not find any weaknesses at all that really stood out to us. And his NHL comparison is Jonathan Taves.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be compared to Captain Sirius, that's something. Definitely going right there. We got 3 minutes till the next pick. The first pick is in. It is a University of Michigan player. Michigan, really good, I have to say. We're going to take a break very soon. In 3 minutes, we'll come back, and Seattle will have made their choice. All right, we're just getting word that the pick is in for the Seattle Kraken at number 2. And the Seattle Kraken, GM Ron Francis, Carolina Hurricanes legend in the Hall of Fame, is selecting from the University of Michigan. I can lip read.
Look at you doing that.
And it is, etc. Come on. And it is Matt Beniers. At least we got the first 2 picks right. Matthew Beniers from us, also the University of Michigan. Connection's a bit slow in the Beniers household. Max, let's see what he has to offer.
He definitely has a lot to offer. 24 points in 24 games, point per game. He's been consistent. I think he has actually a point per game in every single a team he's played for other than one, and he still had a .93 points per game. Huge congratulations to him. He's an unbelievable center, and I think he's going to have a lot of success in the NHL.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to be a great player from Hingham, Massachusetts. 24 points in 24 games. He has a high motor, is always moving, never cheats out there. Complete player that can do it all, and that is Bill McCult from Michigan. We're looking at some of his plays. This is in, I believe, the World Juniors. He made a great play and a great pass. He's unselfish, will always pass more than he will shoot, and that is what you look for. There is one player I read in the Elite Prospects Draft Guide who has 11 goals and 1 assist in Russian juniors. Those are good stats. But 11 goals, 1 assist. Every single time the puck touches that player's stick, all creativity is gone. He gets it on the net. Is a puck hog, and for that reason was graded as an F, meaning do not draft. The Anaheim Ducks with the 3rd overall pick. Who do you think they're going to pick? Who do we have on our board?
I mean, we're 2 for 2 so far to start, which is pretty nice. But I hope they go with Eckland. I hope they don't look at his 5'10" height and their 5'9", 5'10" height, and they're like, "Is a risk." Luke Hughes is a great option. Personally, I'm kind of a Devils fan living in New Jersey because I love the Bruins, of course, but I'd love to see Luke and Jack join forces. But we'll see what happens. But I think they'll go with William Eckland.
Yeah, I mean, he's 5'10", 172 pounds. He had 23 points in 40 games and 36 points in 31 games the year before in J20. That is juniors. He missed the World Juniors with COVID and is ranked a top 5 pick in 13 out of 15 major draft rankings. His strengths are hand-eye hockey IQ, and he's not afraid to get in dirty areas. And his weakness is his strength, obviously being 5'10", 5'9", and 172 pounds. His NHL comparison, Henrik Zetterberg. We'll talk more about his comparison after a quick break. All right, we are back. We are 1.5 minutes away from the Ducks picking, with the Ducks pick being in. We think that it could be William Eklund. It might just be Luke Hughes. We're 2 for 2. We might go 3 for 3.
Yeah,
we are going to be half an hour into this live stream. Start off a bit.
So William Eklund, he's a ranked top 5 pick by 13 out of the 15 major draft rankings, and they're pretty harsh on a lot of players, just to be honest. So pretty good to see him there, and let's hope he goes to Anaheim.
Yeah, exactly. I love basing my stats off of Elite Prospects. They have it right most of the time. They have William Eklund 2nd overall. Matt Beniers would have gone 1st, and Owen Power, believe it or not, 3rd overall. I can see why. Matt Beniers, you say his weakness is none, but Owen Power does have a weakness. His physicality, his vision, and his quick turns are a bit slow. I could see the debate for both, but I have to look at Buffalo. You know, their weakness is
everything.
Well, everything. let's just put it there. Everything. They had let's just say a season to forget. I think Red Wings fans are, also can relate. But unlike Red Wings fans, which will piss every Red Wings fan in this place off, Buffalo Sabres actually won a draft lottery, so they get a pick from the entire draft class, which I have to say, might be a better draft class than 2020. 2020 was an amazing draft class. 2021 might just be even better. Right now, there is a giant commercial break. Can they hurry up already? I know you have to make money, but we want to see who gets drafted.
So back to William Eckland. I think he's going to have a pretty good year. First year he goes to the NHL or wherever he plays next year. I mean, he missed the World Juniors because of COVID. And, that's got to hurt. You train all year to, play in something outside of, for him, the SHL. It's pretty disappointing that he wasn't able to play. He would have been an interesting player to watch. So let's hope, I feel like he's going to have a strong breakout year.
Yeah, I agree. Right now, I'm just waiting for the Ducks and Bob Murray to make their pick. And right now, their pick is in. We are watching live.
Honda Center.
And the Honda Center from the Anaheim Ducks. Why do they have every single team there? That is weird.
That rink looks small.
That rink looks tiny. We are seeing the Anaheim Ducks on the big screen, and all we want is for their pick to be in and for someone to get drafted already so we can actually talk.
So did you watch Trevor Zegras at all this year?
Oh, are you kidding? I saw him. One thing I remember, it wasn't a goal, but it would have been his first NHL goal. That lacrosse move, wow. Just that he has so much confidence. And Gary Bettman is saying something. Does that mean there's a trade?
We'll probably put it on the
Whoa.
screen. We'll see. Watch Boston.
This looks – oh, no, he was just introducing Bob Murray. Yeah, I was wondering. You'd never trade your third overall pick, especially in a draft like this.
Oh,
all right.
On the bottom right now. Was that Bean again? Yep.
Yeah, Jake Bean. It's a Jake Bean trade. If you didn't know, let's call it half an hour ago, Jake Bean was traded.
They're not going to show us the face. I love that.
That is Mason McTavish. Wow.
So we had him way down.
Wow.
Let's see where we have him. Not even top 10.
He's not even top 10.
12.
He was ranked 12th. Wow.
By us.
Bob Murray.
Interesting pick.
If you get a thing.
So
he's 6'2", 207 pounds, shoots left. He's Canadian and Swiss. He played in the Peterborough Petes of the OHL in his draft -1 season. Had throughout 57 OHL games, had 42 points. We could explain that because he's a bit younger. He moved to Switzerland, COVID, stupid COVID, and had 13 points in 11 games in men's leagues. His strength is grit, and his weakness is acceleration. His player comparison, Nazem Kadri. Max, I know you don't like that. What do you think about his potential? Top 9 center, top six winger. Depends mainly on how he is deployed. Talk about the deployment because it's Anaheim.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job with Zegras, giving him some AHL experience and calling up to the NHL. Of course, there's a 50-whatever game season, not 80 games. So I'm sure if we saw more games, we're just seeing Zegras in more games. But, I think that Anaheim's pretty good at developing, young guys. If we could go to goaltending, guys like Dostal, we'll see how this goes. But I think it's an interesting pick, but I think there's reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not like it's that far of a reach. For us, it was 12. Let's see where Elite Prospects had him. I'm pretty sure they had him at a bit farther. No, they had him at 5. Wow. So if we're talking Elite Prospects terms, he moves up 2 spots. If you're talking our terms, he moves up 9 spots. It's not that big of a reach. I've seen a reach like that happen before. In 2019, Steve Yzerman reached for around 20 spots above and decided to pick the German defender in Moritz Seider. Look how that turned out. He's doing great. Max, what do you have to say about Moritz Seider?
He's absolutely fun guy to watch. He plays with a lot of confidence on the puck. He pretty much plays everywhere at once, and he's a really fun guy to watch. And we're seeing the Hughes brothers on a couch right now, and let's hope Luke Hughes and Jack Hughes join forces next year.
Yeah, I mean, Devils fans, a lot of my friends are very close Devils fans. And, I mean, they might reunite the Hughes brothers. All they have to do is just trade for Quinn, which I don't think that's going to happen. But besides the point, having at least 2 Hughes brothers together is going to be amazing chemistry. They grew up playing with each other as brothers do. And, of course, they're best friends, as brothers usually are. Unless it's like, my brother. Right now, the Devils are 2 minutes away from picking. We will take a quick break and be back soon. All right, so ESPN's draft rankings have Owen Power first, Matt Benier second, and Mason McTavish ninth.
Pretty close to
Again,
ours.
not the biggest drop. And now we are looking at the New Jersey Devils 45 seconds away. Luke Hughes, his comparable older brother, Quinn Hughes. What do you have to say about that?
I think it's pretty awesome that, there's an opportunity like this. I mean, last time I can remember is maybe the Sedins, but we'll see how this goes. And, I think there's a couple things that we could obviously rule out. I'd be absolutely surprised if Devils went for Wallstad here. I mean, they have Blackwood. He's obviously an awesome goalie to watch. But, yeah, I think we pretty much know that they're probably going to go for a defenseman here. And what better than to draft Jack Hughes' brother? I'm
pretty sure it's a guarantee. Well, because if they don't, Jack Hughes is going to be a very upset man. I mean, why would you not pass up on your brother?
Yeah, and
obviously.
Luke's also comparable to his brother Quinn. His skating and stride are a little bit behind, obviously being younger, but they play a very, very similar game.
Well, I mean, they would. They have a great teacher. And now Gary Bettman is going to introduce the Devils press. Well, I mean, they would. They have a great teacher. And now Gary Bettman is going to introduce the Devils press. With the New Jersey Devils in your 2021 NHL ESPN2. Anyone here on ESPN2, go and watch. Gary Bettman is now going to introduce Ray Shiro, I believe, and Devils Press at Prudential Center, which is around, let's call it 5 miles, 10 miles away from where we live.
Probably closer here than Madison Square Garden.
And now, no, it's not.
Oh, it is.
And now, someone in Newark is announcing the pick. And the pick is going to be
Luke Hughes.
It's going to be
Luke Hughes.
Yeah. And it is Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes reuniting the Hughes brothers. What a story this is going to be. Hockey Instagram is going to be on Tapanaki now. And the Blue Jackets are on the clock 5 minutes in. All right, Max. Let's see. Luke Hughes. He's 6'2", 176 pounds, shoots left. He's 17. He's an American. You would label him as an offensive defenseman. Jack Hughes is hyped. We can understand why. They got to play together possibly as soon as next year. Jack Hughes gets an awesome teammate to help out. Basically a team that, doesn't really have anyone else to help out with. He had 15 points in 18 games with US NDP juniors in the 2021 season and 13 points in 18 games in his draft -1 season. He was drafted 281st overall in the 2019 OHL priority selection by the Saginaw Spirit, not a very great organization. And he was ranked a top 5 pick in 11 out of 15 major draft rankings. His strengths in active stick, his skating, his offensive awareness, his weakness, blue line game, decision-making, and defensive consistency. His NHL potential, top pairing defenseman, and a power play quarterback. Max, elaborate on that and the awards that he's won.
Yeah, he plays, again, like I said, very similar game to Quinn Hughes. Loves joining the rush, loves helping out everywhere. And for a team like New Jersey where, you kind of got the older guys like Subban who aren't the most agile guys. I mean, if you could feed Subban, I mean, Subban's just gonna feed off of Luke, and it'll be interesting to see if Luke's gonna come in right away or what happens. But it's obviously gonna be an absolute fun duo to watch. I mean, your brotherly love on one team. It's gonna be fun to see Luke and Jack play against Quinn, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm just texting a friend, Devils fan, saying Jack was so excited. I can't blame him. I see that. His comparable literally on the TV right now is Quinn Hughes. You see a lot of similarities, that offensive push right into the play and his vision. Also, a lot like his brother Jack, he's got amazing hands and his tenacity to keep the puck.
So we got that pick right. We're 3 for 4.
We're 3 for 4. Let's go to the Blue Jackets. Number 5, we got Jesper Wallstedt, a goalie. Now, I have to say, before we get this out of the way, rest in peace, Matis Kivlenki. So sad. Like, honestly, our heart breaks, I know. We're a bit late to the party. But as we're on the topic of goalies, Joonas Korpisalo does need help, and Jesper Wallstedt will provide it. Max, as a current goalie, can talk about it all years.
Yeah, they got Merzlikins right now, and this is our ranking. This isn't what we think each team's going to take. So I could definitely see them going for a guy like Brent Clark, some help on D, after especially losing Jones, But, yeah, without a doubt, I think, Wallstedt's a great goalie for any team. Last goalie to get drafted top 10 overall was Carey Price. And, I mean, I think those are saying that Carey Price is probably one of the best goalies to ever step on hockey ice and ever. So, I mean, we'll see how this works out, but, he's got great movements, great glove, great puck handling, comparable to Tuukka Rask. I mean, as a Bruins fan myself, you don't shoot glove side on Tuukka Rask. He's going to get it every time. Same with Wallstedt.
Exactly. The Blue Jackets, about a minute and a half away. We are going to take a little break from this and get some water. Going to need it. Next couple picks are going to be Interesting, to say the least. We got Blue Jackets press. The pick is not in yet. All right, the pick is in. We are waiting for Gary Bettman, the Bettman, to make his bet and welcome in Blue Jackets press.
That was quick. They must have come to something quickly, right?
I mean, no, we kind of talked about Luke Hughes a bit much. Yeah. Well, we have 2 players in mind. You could either go goalie and Jesper Wallstedt, or our number 6 ranking is Brent Clark. John Davidson, Rangers legend until he got fired by Dolan. Curse you, Dolan. And now we're waiting for John Davidson to make that selection. I see Rick Nash, Rangers legend, and
no mask in the stadium.
They're seeing who they're picking. Where are they picking? Where are they picking? Where are they picking? The suspense.
He's doing a whole speech over here right
now.
The
suspense. Come on. Come on. I know this is your time to shine. Pick already. Oh, he's having someone else announce the stupid pick.
Jake Bean, you heard about him?
Shut up. I want to see the pick. I want to talk. I want to talk about the pick.
Jake Bean was traded.
Yeah, Jake Bean was traded. If anyone wants to go back to like the first 10 minutes, that's all we could talk about.
How do you think Jake Bean's going to do in his new habitat?
How
do you think Jake Bean's going to do in his new habitat?
I don't know. I don't feel like talking about it. ESPN college football analyst.
No one cares about you. Let's go.
My God. I'm so sorry if we are causing mental pain for you guys, but we are in pain right now. Who is it? Who is it? I see someone's butt. And it is Kent Johnson, another University of Michigan product. We have him at number 8. So we are 3 for 5. He's 6'1", 165 pounds, and he's Canadian. Max labeled him as a dangler. 27 points in 26 games with the University of Michigan this year. 101 points in 52 games with the Trail Smoke Eaters, that is BCHL, British Columbian Hockey League, that is Junior A, one step below. He scored a Michigan goal in his draft -1 season. That was one of his 101 points in his draft -1 season. His strengths, unbelievable hands, puck control, and confidence and leadership. He has no weaknesses. His NHL comparison is Mitch Marner. His NHL potential, top line center / winger in NHL, and floor is a top 6 forward. He has a lot of awards. Max, I think the award should go to you.
First team All-Star, most assists with 60, most goals with 41, most sportsmanlike player, most valuable player, top scorer with 101. I believe that's points. And CJHL top forward. And then just this last year in 2020, 2021, NCAA all-rookie team and honorable mention all-star team.
Wow, I mean, Kent Johnson's got an amazing repertoire, and this concludes the top 3 University of Michigan draft picks. We don't have to worry about college hockey anymore. Now we could just work on the stuff that we know best, and that is junior hockey. For those of you who don't know, there are 4 main leagues in North America. You got the WHL, Western Hockey League. You got the OHL, Ontario Hockey League, and the QMJHL, Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. On top of that, in the actual United States, you get the USHL, a bit between Junior A and Canadian juniors, but still extremely good. We are on the Matt Coronado watch. We are both big fans. We've talked to him. We've interviewed him, and I talk to him regularly on a daily basis just to check up. How's it going? How's it before the draft? This is an exciting moment for all of us. Max and I, we might as well tell you guys about our bet by now while the Red Wings are on the clock 3 minutes away. For the first 2 picks, that for me, the Rangers, and for Max, the Bruins pick, we have to buy their junior team's jerseys. So for me, that is 2 jerseys, and for Max, that is 2 jerseys. For the Bruins and for the Rangers, I'm hoping I get a steel jersey. I think Max also really wants a steel jersey. We might just get one anyway, just because we've interviewed around 5 guys from that team anyway. Well, I got a lot of jerseys and a lot of clothing hangers that will be hung in my room. So just got my old hockey team's jerseys and a St. John Sea Dogs. That's QMJHL. We're entering 50 minutes, 50-0 of our draft, and we will take a quick break as ESPN goes to a commercial break. All right, the pick is in. We still have Jesper Wallstedt on the board. Doesn't make sense for the Detroit Red Wings. And I feel like that is just a replay of Owen Power.
Yeah, they love him.
Yeah, they do love him. I don't think the Red Wings need a goalie. They just got Alex Nedeljkovic. And now there's an interview with Owen Power because the pick will never be in. Come on, Bettman. But there's always a defenseman. The Red Wings could always use one. Yzerman might do some pulling of the strings as he has fleeced every single team in the National Hockey League, as it feels like.
You know that Beniers, I think he might be the best draft pick in franchise history.
Who said?
Beniers, he might be the best draft pick in franchise history.
Matt
Seattle.
Beniers. Oh,
See what I did there?
yeah, I saw what you did there. Gee, thanks, bro. Let me ping a couple guys. All right, and for that one person that is watching, probably Finn, sup? We are waiting for the pick to be in, and the Instagram or the YouTube Live is still on. Our connection is unstable. Really interesting. Okay, well, too bad. Oh, weak connection. Well, that's always fun.
That Fabio, how do you say his last name?
Jacobo.
He's doing all those stories.
Who is? Oh, he is.
On Max Metal Hockey.
All right, the connection is fine. Oh, got it. My bad, guys. Saying named hockey expert said they should draft Eckland. No fit. All right, Bettman, welcoming Red Wings press. Let's go. We were fooling around a little bit. That's what happens when you get carried away. And when by pick number 6, you already very tired.
Might be Clark, to be honest.
Oh, awesome. Kids selecting. Harold Washington Jr. He's with Stevie Y, NHL legend. And that is, I believe, Brent Clark or Jesper Wallstedt. And they pick Simon Edvinsson. Wow.
Yeah, we called over. He's at 7, I think.
Wow.
He's at 9.
He's at 9. No,
10.
That's kind of.
Yeah,
Simon Edvinsson at 10. So he drops down to number 6 from our rankings of 10. He's 6'2", 190 pounds. He's a defender that shoots left, and he's Swedish. He's a hard-hitting, puck-moving defenseman. And 1 point in 10 games in the SHL with Frölunda HC. His strengths, cycling. He cycles the puck very well, and his size, obviously 6'2". That's a big frame. His weakness, his puck control and his shot. His NHL comparison, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, a very new member of the Vancouver Canucks, and his NHL potential, top 4 NHL D, top pair, and 40-plus points max. Explain why. On top of that, a U18 World Junior Bronze medal. Talk about that one.
Yeah, I mean, the disappointing thing about him is that, at his frame and size, he doesn't have the best shot, from the point or pretty much anywhere. But, as we said, he cycles the puck well and comparable to Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Simon Edvinsson looks like he could be a great player. We can see he jumps up into the play very well. We're watching on the TV. They have his replays of his World Junior games and the U18 World Championships. My dog is going a little bit hyper, probably because she likes Simon Edvinsson a little bit. Can't blame him. Name's kind of fun.
Be a funky enter.
Yep. So I have to say, with a lot of these players, especially European, the reason they're under a point a game in their respective leagues is because they're playing against adults. If you pair them up with players of their age, they're going to be well above a point a game, and that is why they're in the first round. Right now, we will take a short break and come back with pick number 7, the San Jose Sharks. As Max is posting on Max and Men Talk Hockey on Instagram, if you have not followed that, follow that now. The San Jose Sharks, number 7, we have Dylan Guenther, but Brant Clark and Jesper Wallstedt are still on the board. Personally, I think we put Jesper Wallstedt a bit high. He should go top 15, maybe top 10. Obviously, he didn't go top 5. And the Sharks are 30 seconds away from being on the clock and the pick being in. You can go 3 ways here. You can go goalie, defenseman, or a winger. And we have a goalie, just Wallstedt, defenseman, and a left winger. And an unnamed hockey expert, my friend, said there were rumors that Connor McDavid might be traded tonight. Totally, yep, good one. But, I mean, I like it.
You look at that goalie.
It might be.
Goalie stats terrible.
That goalie stats are terrible. They
99.
traded for Aiden Hill, but 891 save percentage will never carry you to anywhere in the National Hockey League. I think they might go just for Wallstedt, Max.
I think one of these 4 picks are definitely going to be Wallstedt. I think all 4 of these teams could use it, especially after losing Joey Decord and Hill.
I agree. I mean, the next 4 picks, we got San Jose, LA, Arizona, and Ottawa. All of them need a goalie, and I'm pretty sure San Jose might just pick Jesper Wallstedt. If not, they might pick Dylan Guenther if they need some scoring. Or if they really need to, they can go and pick maybe a William Eklund or a Brant Clark or maybe a Chaz Lucius or a Cole Sillinger. There are a lot of players to choose from, but right now the pick is in, and Gary Bettman will now start welcoming in the Sharks press whenever he does. For me to start raging.
Just a real quick thing, William Eklund, he's ranked number 1 right now. So if a team's looking for a player to come in right now and really show up, I guess Eklund's the way to go.
Yep, I agree. I mean, Eckland is a good player. I really like him. And now the pick is in, and someone, Doug Wilson Jr., Sharks Director of Scouting, is now selecting the pick.
Picked. And who's that? I think it's Clark. Oh,
they picked William Eklund. So, William Eklund, he's 5'10", 172 pounds. He shoots left. He's 18, and he's Swedish. He's labeled as a playmaker, 23 points in 40 games with Djurgårdens and 36 points in 31 games with his junior team just the past season. Missed the 2021 U20 World Juniors with COVID and was ranked the top 5 pick by 13 out of 15 major draft ranking boards. His strengths, hand-eye, hockey IQ, and he's not afraid to get in dirty areas. His weaknesses, his strength, his NHL comparison, Henrik Zetterberg. Talk about the Henrik Zetterberg comparison. Let's see what he has to offer.
Yeah, I mean, very similar points when they're both, at the same age playing, when they're 16, 17, 18, very similar points. And strength, that's a lot of people overlook it. They're like, strength is fine. But, it's really, he doesn't have the most shot power and wrist shot, snap shot, slap shot, but he definitely delivers with the accuracy, and that's what makes him dangerous. And he's got a couple of awards here. He won a bronze medal, and he led the SHL in most goals by junior and rookie of the year and Swedish junior hockey player of the year.
Those are very good awards. And now the LA Kings are on the clock. The LA Kings have a couple good goalies. They can still go with Jonathan Quick, or they can go with a couple new guys. Max, let's talk about the King goalie situation.
Yeah, I mean,
who do you think they'll be starting?
I think they'll still go with Quick. He's still, I think he's still got it in him. But Cal Peterson, he's showing a lot of potential too. I don't think they've given him enough, opportunity. I think that's something Ottawa and a lot of other teams also don't do. You saw guys like Joey Decord, who pretty much stole Matt Murray's spot. He still only gets 5 starts throughout the season. So we'll see what happens.
I agree. I mean, lots of ways they can go. And right now, the Kings are on the clock. 3 minutes left, and we will go to a short break. All right, Gary Bettman just now announcing the Kings press, and the Kings are making their selection. Chris Bryan, the Kings amateur scout in Ontario, and William Eckland was picked 7th overall. Now we will see who picked 8th. It's anyone's game.
Oh, he's screaming.
And now it is Brandt Clark. He's overcome
6.
We had him at 6th. The Kings pick him at 8th. He is 6 foot 290 pounds. He's Canadian. He shoots right, and he's a defenseman. He's labeled as a shutdown defenseman with HC Nové Zámky in Slovakia. He had 15 points in 26 games. And last year with the Barrie Colts, 38 points in 57 games. Selected 4th overall by Barrie in 2019 and has not been ranked higher than 7th overall in major draft rankings. His strengths, his offense, and his active stick, and his weakness, his skating. His NHL comparison, Dougie Hamilton, and NHL potential. Thrives in defensive zone, high-end NHL defenseman in the future. A quote, he gets involved in high danger, medium danger, and low danger situations. In fact, Clark has 16 high danger shots in his 1920 season with the Barrie Colts. Lambos, Hughes, Power, and Edvinsson do not come close to that at all. Those are three of those players have already been picked, and Carson Lambos is ranked to go around 20th on our board. Max, talk about Dougie Hamilton comparison. What does Dougie Hamilton have to offer, and what do you think Brandt Clark has those qualities?
They're both big guys. They love having the puck on their stick. That's really where they thrive. We're seeing some of his plays right now. He obviously loves shooting the puck and moving it around. He's got a lot of awards to his name: World All-Star, and Gold Medal, U18 World Junior, and OHL First All Rookie Team, and most assists by rookie with 30.
Wow, I mean, we're looking right now at one of the games that Brandt Clark has played in. Jeez, 905. He's walking the line, and he steps up, and he takes a very high danger shot, which gets deflected by Connor Roulette into the net. Connor Roulette is projected to be a 3rd or 2nd round pick. He played in Seattle Thunderbirds of the WHL this past season. They actually decided to play games. We will now flip to a short break while the Arizona Coyotes are on the clock. All right, the Arizona Coyotes pick is in. Owen Power, Beniers, McTavish, Hughes, Johnson, Edvidson, Eckland, and Clark already went. Now the Arizona Coyotes shall go. Gary Bettman will be welcoming Arizona Coyotes press to their own podium to select their newest player in the organization. Could be a goalie. They don't really have a goalie. I honestly think it's going to be Wallstat. They might surprise us because, it's Arizona, but who knows? Daryl Plandowski. And the person that gets drafted is Dylan Gunther. Wow.
Yeah.
He's 10th or 7th.
So playmaker, he's 6'1", 181 pounds, righty. We have him labeled as a playmaker. He was 2 points per game, putting up 24 points in 12 games with the Oil Kings this most recent season, and then 59 points in 58 games, again over a point per game with the Oil Kings back in the 2019-20 season. He's got great leadership. He's great at reading plays and puck confidence, but he could work on strength, and because he's so fast with his feet, a lot of times he does overskate the puck and it'll get caught in his feet. And you can bring it up a lot of times, but a lot of times he will overskate the puck, and that can cause some turnovers. We have it compared to Kyle Connor, who in a later Max and Talk hockey video way back when we had him ranked in top 10 NHL wingers, and he's got a potential of a top 6 winger. So what do you think about that, Ben?
Well, Kyle Connor, he can move the puck, he can shoot the puck, he can pass the puck. He can do many things with the puck, and now Dylan Gunther joining the Arizona Coyotes, an organization that, frankly, is broken down and, in my opinion, should move to Quebec, but that's a different conversation for a different time. As of right now, I'm starting to grow on this pick. I kind of like it. Assistant captain, Edmonton Oil Kings, a stacked team, unfair, and I'm pretty sure they went very far in the WHL playoffs. We are looking into the Ottawa Senators, 10th overall in 3.5 minutes. We will now go to a break. All right, the Ottawa Senators pick is in, and now there's an interview with Kraken GM Ron Francis picking Matthew Beniers
At 2.
at number 2. Ron Francis, as we all know, an NHL legend with the Carolina Hurricanes, played, I believe, in the top 5 in most games played for a very long time, had a lot of success in the NHL at the NHL level, and now he has succeeded in the GM role in becoming the GM of the Seattle Kraken, and they're now talking about Matthew Beniers and how good of a player is he. Max, help me explain this.
Without a doubt, he's one of the best players in the draft class, and I think a few years down the road, we're just going to see that a little bit more. I mean, we could go back to what we said before, but, he's got a pretty good frame, about 6'1", 174, but he plays all ends of the ice, as a two-way forward. We compared him to Jonathan Taves, and another comparison we saw was Matt Barzell. He's definitely got the speed. And we said no weaknesses. So, I mean, for a guy to have no weaknesses, we only have like 2 or 3 guys up here that have no weaknesses. So, I think he's definitely got a good future.
Exactly. I agree. I mean, no weaknesses says something, and now we are officially on the Jesper Wallstat watch on our list. We have him at number 5. Other things have him other draft boards have him at around 10 to 15. Ottawa in need of a goalie. They don't really have one. Would Jesper Wallstat be that guy? I don't know, and I'm pretty sure it will be that guy, and we will find out very closely.
And if he's drafted here, it has to be this pick. He'll be the first goalie since Carey Price to go top 10. But if he's not picked here, the streak will stay next year.
Exactly. And the pick is in for the Ottawa Senators, and we are now going to turn our attention to Gary Bettman whenever Gary Bettman decides to come on. This is the pick. This is the 10th pick. And we are around 30% through the draft. Gary Bettman now will be welcoming the Ottawa Senators press to the podium.
Call it right now. It's Wallstat.
Really? Call right now is Wallstat? I think I have the same call, to be honest.
What should be Coronado? Damn.
If it's Coronado, I swear.
We're screaming.
Ottawa Senators selecting Senators d'Ottawa.
Max Kagan.
That's cap. Oh, is that Chaz Lucius?
Damn,
that might just be. It is Team USA.
He got up so chill.
Oh, and that is who? Tyler Boucher? Control F.
No, we don't even have him here.
We don't even have him. Oh, my God. Let me see. Where is he? I have to look far.
That's it. He was not expecting. You can see he's not expecting it at all.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting. Help me look on this list.
Try to go on Elite Prospects right now.
Wow.
Wow.
This is
You don't see that too often, do you?
Insane thing.
I'm 03.
All right. Tyler Boucher.
663, 49, 51.
All right. I'm just going to look around here. Does it even have him? Page 400. Jesus Christ. Well, this is very interesting. Tyler Boucher. He's physical. I see that. In the USHL, 5 points in 5 games. In the USNDP, 11 points in 12 games. Injuries cost Tyler Boucher all but 14 games this season, but that didn't keep him from playing his physical brand of hockey every shift. But he's no product of a bygone era. He has NHL caliber skill too. Every day, Boucher wakes up and chooses violence. There's no player more physical in the draft class. Here's a sample from a November 22nd game report. Sometimes it's a small nudge, an extra cross-check, or a smart play to cut off the hands. There are also plenty of bone-crushing hits along the boards. His physical game is insane. Apart from the odd, dirty hit, much of that physicality is mindful, freeing up a puck on the forecheck, establishing body positioning, or power through checks on his way to the net. So, as you can see, he has definitely risen up the rankings. We had him at around 45. He is now the 10th overall pick. I sure hope the Ottawa Senators have nailed this pick down because they might be passing up a golden opportunity.
Yeah.
Jesper Wallstat. Max, what do you think?
When he was 13, he actually played in the AYHL, which is a league that's very popular over here in New Jersey. In the USHL, he put up 16 points throughout 2 seasons and 29 games. He's got a couple of awards to his name. I believe that's a silver medal. But, yeah, he's committed to Boston University, one of awesome colleges in Boston. It would be interesting to see him play there. But, yeah, as Ben said, very, very, very physical player. And for a team like Ottawa with smaller guys like Norris and Batherson that are going to need some help along the way, I think it's a really good pick.
Yeah, I agree. He's from Haddonfield, New Jersey. Haddonfield is down south, and he played for Virtua Hockey, 14U AAA. That club is no longer a thing. I believe they went out of business, or they're still a thing. Max, do you know anything about Virtua?
Never know.
Yeah, I mean, I remember them being a thing, but then not much else. Gary Bettman now welcoming Blue Jackets press to the podium for the 12th overall pick. Right now, it's got to be Jesper Wallstedt for the Blue Jackets. Four teams that needed goalies passed up on him, and now Jarmo Kekalainen should now draft Jesper Wallstedt. That is our call. If he doesn't, then it's a big miss. And the Calgary Flames have just landed themselves a generational goaltender. Let us see Jarmo Kekalainen announcing the pick, and it is Cole Sillinger from Sioux Falls of the USHL. From what I've heard, Sioux Falls was not a very good team. And control F.
It's fine.
And
17.
we have Cole Sillinger at 17, so rising up to number 12. He's 6'0", 201 pounds. He shoots left and he's Canadian. In the USHL, he had 46 points in 31 games. His strength, his shooting, his handling, his hockey IQ, and his physicality. And his weaknesses, his skating and his passing. His player comparable is Mark Scheifele, and his projection is a middle six forward, 20 goal potential, and 30 goal upside max. Let's talk about some awards. USHL All-Rookie, USHL Rookie of the Year, and USHL Second Team All-Star.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, he's unbelievable player. I think he's going to bring a lot to the organization of Columbus. They've kind of need some help everywhere. They're just decent, just about decent everywhere, maybe a little bit above average in net, but hopefully this gives them a little boost that they need. They've brought in a lot of guys, Max Domi, and he hasn't really helped at all. So, I think it's going to need a couple more boosts before they're really, consistent playoff team. But, they were in a race last year and, kind of gave up at a couple points throughout the season, which really took them out.
Exactly. And with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock, we will now throw to a break where the Calgary Flames will make the selection for 13th overall in the NHL draft. All right, the Calgary Flames pick is in, and I believe that they might select Jesper Wallstedt. Max and I have decided we are only going to do the next 3 picks. Well, because it's pretty late, and also because it's going to take a while to get to pick 32, and we kind of want to watch the commentary as well. Gary Bettman welcoming in Flames press as they make their way to the podium to make their selection for the 13th overall pick. Might be Matt Coronado, might be Chaz Lucius, it might be Jesper Wallstedt, it might even be Sebastian Casa, depending on the goalie. Brad Treveling, the Flames GM, is now selecting the next player in the Calgary Flames. And it is Matt Coronado! Woo! Let's go!
Yes.
Matt Coronado, a member of the Calgary Flames.
We can talk about him for hours. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh my God, this is awesome. Matt Coronado, 5'10", 183, two-way forward. He's actually on our channel. 85 points in 51 games last season, 40 points in 45 games season before. Complete level consistency, work ethic, nothing comes close to it. Unbelievable shot accuracy, and comparable to Jake Gensel.
Wow, that is a big, tall task. In 51 games, 48 goals. I cannot stress that enough. He's just a goal-scoring machine. Yes, he played with Sean Farrell, who had more assists than he had games played, but he's just amazing. 48 goals. That I cannot stress that enough. There's a reason he's called the Bison. Takes a lot of penalty minutes also, but hey, the Flames will love this player. Absolutely love this guy.
Crazy pick. I like it.
We're really happy right now. Well, Coronado to the Flames. We don't get any of them, but we are extremely happy for him.
And he's officially the highest selected player in Chicago Steel history. The old record was 14, and at 13, he beats it.
Now Buffalo Sabres on the clock, and just can't get over it because we interviewed him. He was just some guy, 40 points, 45 games. Now he's such a great guy. Lincoln Bio, obviously. Lincoln Bio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We will now throw to a break as the Buffalo Sabres will pick in 3 minutes. All right, the pick is in for the Buffalo Sabres as they pick 14th. Overall, they have the first overall pick, selected Owen Power. That's a great start. Next, I have to say, a goalie. We are officially on the Jesper Wallstedt watch. He's falling way too far for our liking. And honestly, I have no idea why. There are teams that have the goalie or don't have the goalie and need one desperately. And now we are looking as Luke Hughes becomes the newest member of the New Jersey Devils. This is a replay of when he put on his New Jersey Devils jersey, and when the whole family cheered him on as he became the third Hughes kid, basically,
The hat looks too small for his head.
The hat looks very small, I have to say. All right, we have 2 picks left as there's an interview going on.
I got a couple minutes. Who do you think Rangers might go with here?
Rangers? I don't know, man. I don't know. You could go Chaz Lucius, Fabian Lysell. You can go, let's see. You can go Corson Kuhlmans, Nikita Chibrikov, Aturadu, Carson Lambos. Many ways you can go, but I think the Rangers might trade their pick. Just my philosophy. Jack Hughes is talking. We will now throw to another break as we wait on Gary Bettman to welcome in Sabres Press. Gary Bettman, took you forever, old man, is finally welcoming Sabres Press back to the podium as they make the 14th selection in the 2021 NHL Draft.
Red Sox are winning.
What?
Red Sox are winning.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jerry Fortin, Sabres Director of Amateur Scouting, is going to make the selection, and they pick. Who is that player? I don't even know faces. They pick Isaac Rosen. I have heard of him.
Same.
He is 26th on our rankings. I'll pull up a quote on him. Don't you worry. I got you covered. Give me a second. It's going to take a little bit. Once it loads.
Everybody hates Wallside all of a sudden.
I know.
Watch Rangers go with them. Watch them.
If they go with him, I'll be happy.
Oh, Dallas might. They don't have any
I get a free generational goalie.
Dallas, all they have is Hudobin, right?
Yep. Rosen.
Yeah, Dallas is going to go with them for sure.
Isaac Rosen, 245. All right, Isaac Rosen. In the SHL, 1 point in 22 games, but in his own team, or in his junior leagues, he got 12 points in 12 games. That's really good. And on top of that, in the U18 World Juniors, 9 points in 7 games. That's a good player right there, and I really like how he's going to do. I mean, Stars now on the clock. This is going to be our last pick of the live stream. Max is just getting his phone. His phone died.
Well, we're not going to watch do the Rangers one?
Nah.
All right.
Too tired.
Please be well set. We get to finish off nice here.
Yeah, please.
He's got Wall in his name. How do you not want him?
Exactly.
Interview. Cool. Oh, someone took away a like. Someone took away a like. Oh my God! Now we're 38.
We are nice. All right, Kent Johnson is talking to ESPN Press. We will now throw to a break, possibly the last one in this live stream. There's a trade to announce. Something happened. I don't know what. And can we get the details, please?
Bottom. Oh, no, man.
Nah.
Jake DeBrusque?
So I think the Red Wings got this pick.
Buffaloes?
No, the Stars.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. They could use a goalie, right? Detroit?
They might.
They traded away Bernie, right? Yeah, Eiserman fleeced them.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
What?
All right, because there's a trade, it's going to take 10 hours to dissect. We're going to end it. That's all for us. An hour and 40 minutes of exhaustion. We're tired. We just want to watch the draft. From Max and Ben, say goodbye. See you guys.
See ya.